Hello again everyone, Box Salesman here with a fire and physical build for a pet witch doctor. This build combines both fire damage and physical damage, so you can stack either one of them, which makes the gearing a little bit easier. The build also doesn't need a 4-set Zuni piece and doesn't need the special witch doctor one-handers to make it work. So this is a great build to get started on your witch doctor until you can afford the really nice gear combinations to make the other builds work. Let's first get into the skills. After the skills I will do a demonstration, and then after the demonstration I will talk a little bit more about my gear. First, these three passives are mandatory. Pierce the Veil, your damage is increased and your mana cost is also increased. We only use one skill with a mana cost increase, so basically almost nothing beats this. Then Grave Injustice. Every time we kill something, we get a 1-second cooldown reduce, we heal a little bit of life and mana, so again, really nice. Fetish Psychopants, a lot of damage comes from this because we cast fire bats and those will summon the fetishes constantly. Then this one is pretty optional, you can change it with a lot of things, but I like to use Midnight Feast just to make the zombie dogs actually do some damage. Get an extra zombie dog, it's an extra tank, and your Gargantuan will be doing a lot of more damage. So, then we get to the skills. There's Firebomb. This isn't used that much, so you can replace it by other things. This is mainly only used if we need to stand at a big distance because elite monsters are casting Frozen or something, then you can't go channel Fire Bats up close then. But Fire Bats are used for almost all the damage that we do ourselves. And it procs a lot of the fetishes, which is the main reason we use it. Then there's Summon Zombie Dogs with Burning Dogs. You can replace this with Leeching Beasts if you have trouble staying alive. This becomes especially good if you have high Paragon and if you have some points in life on hit there. But we like to use Burning Dogs just for the extra damage. Then Gargantuan Wrathful Protector, a really strong hitter. 1 minute cooldown, but it gets lowered a lot by Grave Injustice and also by some of the gear. Soul Harvest, this does quite a lot of damage, some nice AoE damage, and you can cast it while channeling the Fire Bats. So you can do the damage without having to interrupt your Fire Bats. Then there's Spirit Walk with Jaunt. This breaks crowd control and also gives you a nice movement speed bonus and is pretty spammable with the Grave Injustice cooldown reductions. So that's it for the skills. Yeah, I guess I'll show the Paragon points with the gear, because that's kind of linked to gearing and stats. Let's quickly do a Core of Ariat run and kill Asmodan also while we're there. So I can show you some elite packs. Okay. Oh, here's a unique already. Let's just pop the Wrathful Protector. As you can see, I just used my Vengeful Spirits there. And that unique is dead already. Oh, I actually got a demon skin. That's nice, I guess. And that was basically a dead treasure pygmy. I just killed a unique and I killed an elite pack. Almost all at the same time. Just because the Gargantuan is so amazing and the fetishes are doing a lot of damage also. Yeah, let's just run through this now. Popping my Soul Harvest. Oh, and here's an elite. And as you can see, the Gargantuan is back up already, so gets reduced a lot. And it's dead again. This is Torment 3. As you can see, you don't need the 4-set piece Zunis, you don't need the starmetal kukri. You can just try and make another build that's not focused on those items. Okay. There's a little fortune shrine here. And there's another elite pack. That's why I picked this place, really. A lot of elite packs, so I can show you guys some actual action. Not just killing some white trash mobs. But they almost feel like white trash mobs at this space. Okay. Those are dead again. And now it's Asmodan. I haven't really waited for my Gargantuan cooldown yet, but it should be up, really, by the time we get to the boss. This guy is very important for single target damage. If you're doing a Rift, just popping this guy on the Rift Guardian will do a lot of damage for you. Okay, let's get into the Asmodan kill then. Pop this one, and now we can start channeling. I'll try and get a little bit closer so you can see the health. There it is. Oops, I had to avoid that. And it's dead already. 700 million health. That was almost nothing. Now, let's go back to town and show you my gear and my Paragon points. Okay, let's first get into the Paragon points. Here I stack movement speed until I'm at the 25% cap. Sorry about that. I have 12% on my boots, so I only needed 13% here. And then I put all the rest into intelligence. Then here in offense, attack speed is actually your main priority, but there's different breakpoints for your fire bats. For instance, one of the breakpoints is at 1.67 attacks per second, which is exactly the amount of attacks I should have. Yeah, 1.67. And if I would get 1.71 attack speed, just to give an example, I wouldn't actually be casting my fire bats faster. There's breakpoints for this. So it means up until I hit a certain number, it won't actually benefit the fire bats. So that's why we changed the paragon. If you want to see the breakpoints, I will post them in the description of the video, or you can just Google for them. So just take here until you hit one breakpoint. And once you hit the breakpoint, just stop putting attack speed here. Unless you can hit the second breakpoint, then you can put some more attack speed again. Then crit hit chance or crit damage, it really depends a lot on your gear. I suggest you just try both of them and just look at your tooltip DPS and see which one gives the most damage. Then we go to defense. All resist is really amazing in my opinion. And then I go for armor. I don't like life that much because getting more life just means you have to heal back more life anyway. Life regen isn't really necessary in my opinion. If you want to heal, you're better off taking the life on hit in utility and having the leeching zombie dogs. Then in utility, I take area damage, but it's not as necessary for this build as many other builds, because pets don't actually proc area damage. So the area damage is only working on my fire bats and on this one. I'm not actually sure if it works on the firebomb pyrogeist. I haven't found decent proof for that, but at least it works on these two, and area damage is pretty amazing anyway. But you might consider maybe prioritizing life on hit for this build. Resource cost reduction isn't that important. We really don't use a lot of mana. And gold find, yeah, gold find. Now let's get into the gear. This gear is all pretty optional except for the helm. The Mask of Jeram is something that will greatly increase your damage output and is a must-have almost for every pet build. But the other items that pet builds often use, you don't really need those to make the build work. So the other pieces is the 4-set zunimassas and the starmetal kukri weapon, which is a really strong weapon, but I tried to make a build that works without these items. Then a really good gloves is Tasker and Theo, which make your pets attack much faster. It's 40 to 50% faster, so those will give a really nice increase. Don't get fooled by the tooltip DPS. Many other gloves might tell you that you get more tooltip DPS, but Tasker and Theo will give you the most actual DPS. Mage Fist is also really good because the fire skills deal more damage. It doesn't actually count as a primary roll. So you can roll the fire skills and then another 4 primaries on top of that, which is something that you usually can't do on items. Then that's really it for the necessary items. Stone of Jordan, really good for every build. Get either physical or fire, it doesn't matter that much. Get the crit chance, damage or attack speed again. All 3 of them are really good. Attack speed on rings is probably a little bit better because attack speed gives us both more fetishes, because we channel the fire bat faster, and proc more of the fetishes because of that, and it also makes them attack faster. So we scale better on attack speed than the normal builds. Then here, Ring of Royal Grandeur is always good for any build also, just because you can combine some really nice crafted set pieces. Or you can get the 4-piece zunimassa with only 3 pieces. There's a lot of viable options with Ring of Royal Grandeur. Then for the bracers, I like using these ones because they give some movement speed bonus when you break something. But again, there's lots of other combos. You could like use the Oak Hills bracers, and then you can replace one of these 2. So there's a lot of options there. The belt, Witching Hour or Harrington Waistguard, is probably the 2 best belts for almost any build at the moment. Then, yeah, I've quickly went over these, but let's show them again. I use the Oak Hills combo. As you can see, the 2-set and the 3-sets are both pretty amazing. They give you a lot of toughness and a lot of damage against elites also. Look at my toughness here. And now watch if I unequip only this chest. Bam, that's what happened to it. So see, this 2 and 3 set bonus, and of course the stats on the chest, are really doing a lot for the toughness. Then Captain Crimson's 10% cooldown reduction is really great. And the life regen, all resist and resource cost isn't useless. Although the resource cost is close to useless, but still, the other stats are really good on it. I mainly took the Captain Crimson set just because I didn't really have amazing legs and boots, so that's why I took these. But maybe you can combine it with some other set by replacing the braces, or just try and find something that works for you. This isn't a must to have these pieces. Then what the best offhand in my opinion is Thing of the Deep. It gives you pretty amazing secondary here. The 20 pickup range. You might be thinking, what the hell, why is this important? But let's look back at our Grave Injustice. When a monster dies within 20 yards, you get this bonus. But 20 yards isn't that amazing, it's not that great. But add another 20 yards to that from Thing of the Deep, and you get 40 yards. Sorry about that. 40 yards is already much better. Yeah, something's in my throat. We're at the end of the guide anyway, I think, so I'll leave it at that. And I'll go die somewhere because my throat is killing me. I hope you learned something from this build, and bye.